Today we're going to be talking about my favourite social media sites and why I like them. I am a complete social media junkie. I'm pretty much everywhere, but I do have preferences within the whole masses that I do. My favourite site, I think, has got to be Twitter. Twitter is not just very easy to use and also not very time consuming. In fact, I do a lot of my presence on Twitter I actually do using my mobile phone because it's very quick. You just hop on there and you can give a shout out to a friend, have a quick chat, share some links to the content you've been putting out, quick retweets for stuff that's working in your niche and things like that. And it doesn't take very long at all, but actually gets really, really good results. At least for me anyway, personally, I find it's a very good return on investment for me. And it's fun. I like it because it's so instant. You don't have to wait around too long for reply and things like that as well. So, you ask a question and then, within a couple of minutes you've got some answers from people. It's really, really good. And I like it also for research as well because there is literally everything you could possibly imagine on Twitter. And so you can also use it as a hub to find content from elsewhere as well. You just put in your relevant hashtags and things and do a quick search with the advanced search or whatever, and then you've got this whole host of information, research you can use for blog posts, even, pins and YouTube videos and stuff that are relevant to you and what you're doing. You can pull those up from Twitter very, very easily. So it's an everything all in the one spot, very, very easy to use and very good for time and things like that as well. So that's my number one. I do also like YouTube. YouTube is I like the way that it feels like you're actually connecting with the person, which is something you don't have on the other social media sites, because with the YouTube you can actually see the person. So with YouTube I'm also including the Google Plus Hangouts because it's all connected. But the whole video content thing I really, really like because it gives you that sense of real connection, which maybe you don't have as much on the other social media sites. However, I have discovered that YouTube is not so good for actual interaction though. I find that, my videos will get embedded in people's sites and things like that. But when it comes to actually, comments on YouTube itself, there's not so much action going on. So it's something I need to work on though, on my list. But yeah, so that it's good for a certain point of view, but not from others. I like YouTube for the fact that it's very easy to find actual video tutorials on very different things, and because it's all in video, it's easier to follow. It's all step by step, and you can actually see the person doing it and stuff. It does make it easier, at least from my point of view. Facebook is obviously Facebook is Facebook. Facebook is so huge and everyone's on it. It's one of the main hubs. Whether you like it or hate it, Facebook is there. I use Facebook both for connecting with friends and family and for work as well. It's a kind of a one-stop shop. You got everything on there. Which is very good for building relationships and things. Facebook is definitely very, very good. When it comes to actual reach and engagement and stuff, it's a bit slower. I think this is mainly because Facebook changes their rules and how the site works so much that just when you think you're beginning to understand their algorithms and things to get your content to show up in the newsfeed, they then go and make a change and then it all goes away again. So it's a bit frustrating as a site from that point of view. But undeniably, Facebook is huge and everyone is on there. So if you can understand it and start working it and actually have the patience to keep up with all the changes and things, then it's definitely a place to be. Also, like I said, I use it for connecting with friends and family and things as well, so it's not just, work-wise. It's a kind of all-rounder site. I don't think it has, for example, I get much better results. If I share a link on Twitter, then I will get much better comments, retweets and things on it than I get from Facebook. And also looking at the statistics from my site, where I get most traffic from, a lot of the content comes through Twitter. There is traffic that comes from Facebook as well, but I'm not sure, if it's actually bringing that much to the site. Again, something else I need to work on. When it comes to visual content sites, Pinterest, I've turned into a bit of a Pinterest addict. I actually spend hours and hours. I can just scroll through it because there is literally everything on there. And so, scrolling through the various different boards, you can find so many interesting things on Pinterest. It's really, really cool. Not so great for conversations and things like that. I don't see it as a social site from that point of view. Not yet, anyway. It is improving from that point of view, but I think the whole setup of Pinterest it's a different kind of system anyway. It's not really for conversations as much. It's more sharing the actual content. So yeah, I get some good movement from there, but not in the conversation type, if you know what I mean. Whereas on Instagram, which I've been using for less time, but Instagram is giving me amazing results. Instagram gets, not only is it the site where I probably get the most interaction. If I put up a post on Instagram, then I know it's going to get a lot of likes. I know it's going to get some comments and everything, or the same day or even the day after. I get a lot of traction from Instagram. So I'm rather excited about the new things that are happening with Instagram, like Hootsuite. I've hooked up with them so you can actually schedule some posts to Instagram. I've not done that yet, but the direction that it's moving in is, with all these new applications and everything, is going to open up to a lot of new possibilities and things with it, which I'm very excited about because, like I said, I've not been using it very long, but the posts that I do get there just like explode. It's definitely the best site for getting interaction and engagement with people. So definitely, if you're going to do visual content, then that's definitely a place that you want to check out. Now, obviously, I use each of the sites very differently. I have different purpose for each site. I don't like the sharing the exact same thing in various different places, and I don't think it's right to do that because each site works in a different way. It has its different etiquette, and if someone is using Twitter instead of Facebook, then maybe they're looking for something a bit different. Maybe they like the Twitter way of doing things and that's why they've chosen to use it. That's the way I think anyway. So this whole thing, connecting up all of your sites so they share the same stuff, I'm not really into that. I don't think that's the way to go. And I find it irritating when other people do it. If, for example, I go to someone's Twitter page and the whole thing is just tweets coming from their Facebook page, what's the point? I don't get it. You're not embracing Twitter. You're not using it to its full potential. I do link my Facebook page to my Twitter account. So the posts going to my public Facebook page do get tweeted out as well. And people do visit them and they do share them and everything else as well. But I'm also very careful that I make sure that I have an individual Twitter presence so the people follow me on Twitter and not just getting regurgitated content from somewhere else. They're actually getting a unique experience. And I think that's important for each of the sites anyway, to give a unique experience to who's following it, because in a lot of cases as well, there are people that will, you know, your true friends will follow you everywhere. And they don't want to see the same stuff over and over again. You've got to give them something a bit more interesting there. Now, two sites that I've not mentioned is Google Plus and LinkedIn. Now, I'm on both of these. Each has plus points to it. I don't use them all that much. I will have daily content going out on them, but I don't kind of follow them all that much. Google Plus is obviously good for your SEO. Google. So I think it's very important for sharing, for example, new blog posts and things like that. They work very well with Google Plus. There is also a lot of good things like from the social aspect on Google Plus as well. But to be honest with you, I would rather spend time increasing my Twitter presence, for example, where I enjoy the platform more, where I've already got a certain level of results with it and things, and it's a growing thing, as opposed to investing the time in Google Plus, where I still have to learn a lot about it, to be honest, to make it work. And there's also, a lot of people are saying that Google Plus isn't going to be around in the future. I think it will be. I don't think it's going to disappear completely. It is turning into a more niche thing. I think they've sort of stepped back from wanting to be in competition with Facebook, for example, and they are actually creating a unique system now, which I think will have success on its own there, and it's specifically for business people. I think that's going to be actually a very strong network to use. Like I said, it works brilliantly for SEO and stuff, so that definitely. As far as LinkedIn goes, there is a lot you can do with it, and I would like to jump into LinkedIn more, because I think it has an amazing potential from a business point of view. But like I said, I don't have the time to invest in all of the sites and put all that much in it, because if I did that, I wouldn't do anything else. So that's been kind of put on the back burner. Also because I don't know, LinkedIn doesn't sort of get me excited from the fun point of view. Whereas, with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and stuff, they're a lot of fun to use as well. Whereas LinkedIn is more obviously business orientated. So it's a whole different kind of area. But it definitely would be worth getting into. I think in particular the groups part, not so much your actual profile, sharing your status updates, but actually getting involved in the groups on LinkedIn. I think it would definitely be something that I should be adding to my list. When I get more time, it will go on there. So anyway, this is just a brief summary of what I think of each of the sites and my own personal preferences. I would love to hear what your preferences are. What is your favourite social media site and why? Why do you like it? Are there any particular social media sites that you use but maybe you feel you should be using more, but you just don't have the time to do it? Ones that you are using but you could also not be using because you don't, they're just there kind of thing. You're using them because people say that you should be using them, but maybe they don't really fit in with your target or whatever. Then please let me know about it. Leave a comment below and let me know. Also, come by and check me out on social media. If you go to jolinsdell.com, then not only will you find all the awesomeness that there is on site, you'll also find all of my social media links. So come check me out there and, just say hi. Also, let me know if you like this video. If you have, then give it a like and click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on new uploads. I will see you next time. Bye.